What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super podcast. Shout out to all my Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. Yeah, so this is Joey from Carlton TCG. We are joined by the Chico boys, the Chico squad. We got Logan up on the screen. What's up, Logan?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you? We got Josh as well. What's up, Josh?
How's it going?
And we have Ryan Boy as well joining us.
What up? It's your boy.
So quick background information for you guys. I'm from New Jersey. I currently live in Boston. I met these guys while I was out in California for school for a year. Some of my really awesome friends. So you know, we stay in touch about the game. We all kind of do different things for the channel. So we're just gonna have a little conversation tonight about some things. A lot of things in the community have been happening in the past probably like week and a half, 2 weeks. So we're gonna just talk about it. So I guess we'll get started on the SS3 ban. You guys want to talk about that first?
Good riddance.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess let's go around in like a round robin kind of style, so that we don't like kind of talk over each other. I'll just start a little bit on it. So for anyone who doesn't really remember the SS3 ban, so Bandai kind of announced it originally, like about a month ago, I think, and they were like, we got it on the watch list. We're going to actually no, that was longer than the watch. That was longer. The watch list was longer ago, right? So that was
July.
Yeah, so in July,
this is before anything about flute.
Yep. So July, S3 got put on the watch list. And then about a month ago, they took it off the watch list because they were like, "Oh, it's only 50% of tournament scenes being represented," and they didn't recognize it as a problem, I guess. And then last week, it finally got banned. And this past weekend at Atlanta was the first event that SS3 is banned at. Personally, I love the ban. For me, it revitalizes the creativity of the game. There are, of course, the top decks. Like that's never gonna go away per se. But I think the fact that SS3 is gone, they can try and pinpoint some other things in the game that are a bit problematic, like maybe like Chain Zeno, maybe like Bardock, maybe like something with Storm. I don't know. Let's start with Josh. What do you think about the ban, Josh? And then we'll kind of move on from there.
The leader just did too much. The energy ramp, it was good enough. It helped you awaken really fast, so that way you could, and then the untap ability was insane. You're always playing. You were never afraid to tap out, and I just think it's good for the game that the card is gone.
Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. Like the energy ramp is the crazy part. Well, no, I refrain that. The energy ramp is not the crazy part, and all these cards in set 5 that are coming out that kind of hate on energy ramp. To me, those aren't going to do enough. You know, some people think that that's going to check SS3 when it does come back November 9th. I don't really think it's going to do anything to it until something answers the untap 3. I don't think that the card can ever really come back. But I don't know. Thoughts, Ryan?
I think I agree. I think the SS3 ban is completely fine. I think if SS3 was any other color besides blue, I think they would have been able to touch it somehow. But the fact that it's blue and you can run things like Trunks, you can run things like Sensu Bean with it so easily, that's what made it very problematic. And so I think the hit is fine. I don't know where they go from here. What next to touch? I know you briefly talked about Zeno and Chain Attack, but honestly, I think it's a good hit. I think it's fine. You can play anything with SS3 and it'd be not in the meta, but doing well just because it's SS3. So I think it was a fine hit.
Yeah, that's one of my points too. Is like people say that SS3 leads to deck diversity, and like that's somewhat true, I guess. I mean, if you look at the top cuts of these events, we really just saw like mono blue, blue yellow, and blue red. But besides that point, it's like, yeah, I guess it complements other decks and makes some rogue strategies a little bit more viable. But in the end, it's just the most broken card in the game complementing other cards, and the most broken card in the game is going to lift up the other broken cards, like Chain Zeno, for example. Like that was one of the best SS3 variants, and then we had like Blue Yellow Storm. So what are your thoughts, Logan?
I really hope they don't bring it back. I hope it stays banned on that watch list, or stays on that ban list forever, and they set a precedent for giving us leaders, letting us play with them for a while, and then banning them. I don't know if cards in the game will ever need to be banned. I think that we'll see like limits, but I don't think any single card in this game is is influential enough, or has the potential to be influential enough to deserve the ban. That might change going forward. We'll see if like cards are super searchable or something. Like if we get another one drop Goku's lineage that says, I don't know, win the game, you're not gonna keep that around. But
for sure.
Other than that, yeah, it sucked. I mean, we're seeing so much, maybe not at the regional scene. I haven't seen too many results since SS3 or since the ban actually went live. But in our local scene, there's been a lot more push to test new stuff and actually try out new stuff. Where before it was like, why would I play this when I could just play SS3, never tap out, never have to worry about anything, you know? It allows you to play defense for free, and it takes a lot of the skill out of the game.
Yeah, Josh touched on that too. Like, I really don't like how you were able to make any play you wanted, like whether it was the wrong play or not, and you just were safe for it. I didn't like that a lot. And of course, on to another point you brought up, of course, we don't really fact check here at Crosswell TCG, so we don't know the top cut at Atlanta. But no, honestly, it's really hard to find out. I've been scouring the net for it. Like, I saw like a guy comment on a post like mentioning what was in the top cut, so like I know briefly. Like, I know there was no announcer in top cut. To me, that was pretty strange. I know that there was 2 Jackie Chun in top cut, and then the rest were just like riddled with like Rudiger and Trunks, and then like
there was a Hercule.
Really?
And Hercule did got top 8. Yeah, Hercule did got top 8. Shout out to Peter Katani. That was cool.
Where's that list?
The man, Peter Katani.
That was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I was pretty surprised by no announcer in top cut. I was also surprised there was gonna be a Storm mirror match. Like I'm like a lot of people are playtesting World Tournament set, and like a lot of people are proclaiming that Storm is dead from Flute to 1, and like that was, I know for a fact that was completely wrong because I've been playtesting the deck a lot. But I do think that like a good player with access to Bean and like specific negates, whether it's like most likely going to be Weesis Coercion or Nimbus, I think he has a really good shot to beat Storm. But yeah, I mean, Storm just showed dominance this weekend, and some people attributed that to Storm being overrepresented. Some people attributed that to Storm still being the top dog. So I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about the format? Like, I guess at this point, once we know that Finals of Atlanta was a Storm mirror match, so what do you guys think about it so far?
Storm OP till set 5.
Blue Leaders OP.
Blue Leaders OP till set 7.
I mean, we released a video, right, about why Blue is just becoming too overpowered. I think that pretty much explains.
Joey talked about the new negate.
Yeah, I talked about the new negate. I talked about Blue becoming too good, but I mean, we have a lot of precedent to believe that Blue is becoming too good. So you want to continue what you were saying, Ryan?
Yeah, so I think just Blue leaders in general are going to have an edge, and Storm really likes Blue leaders, and so it's, and like you said, maybe it just had such a big showing that it was, ended up being a Storm final, or maybe there was a misplay somewhere in the top 8 from any of the other deck. We don't know. None of us were there, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's no surprise that Storm is going to be in the top 8.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because people who've been playing it for a while and continue to play it for the event are going to do well at the event, and new stuff is going to have to learn to try and adapt against Storm and see what plays against Storm and what doesn't play. This is the first event. I think going forward into other events, we'll see other things do better than Storm. But for now, Storm is got a pretty good grip on the meta. So
yeah, my thing is like I actually don't mind Storm right now in its current iteration. Like Flute to 1 makes it like slightly more fair, I guess. And like I wish Bardock didn't work for non-lineage leaders. But the thing is, like, in my playtesting in Storm recently, it's like if you get over that hump of turn 3, like if you get past turn 3, you're back in the driver's seat if you're not playing like a Storm deck yourself. You know what I mean? Because like they really have a hard time killing you turn 4 and later. So I think aggro's in a good place right now. I mean, hopefully, I think we will see some decks, especially like this coming weekend in Vegas and in New Jersey at the regionals. I think we'll see a lot of decks come up that can kind of counter Storm. But I mean, I don't know, Josh, want to give some thoughts on it?
I just think the deck is better at being aggressive than any other deck. I think energy manipulation from the blue leaders with the untapped Trunks and Bean, doing it aggressively for me right now just seems way better than anything else in the game.
Yep.
Like the untap abilities of those decks just lets you put so much more pressure on than anything else, while also having defensive options, because you could tap out where no other deck at that point could tap out because they want to make sure that they have plays to defend themselves. Since you can play those cards, you can tap out and still be able to defend. Kind of like SS3, except it does take cards from your hand, so it's much more fair than SS3 was also.
Right, absolutely. And if you want to have the max potential of your turn, you're most likely gonna tap out to try and kill your opponent. And then if the kill turn doesn't go through for you, then yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. But you also can end somewhat conservatively, especially because of something like Nimbus. Yeah, what do you think, Logan?
Kind of building off what Josh said, it just plays super aggressively, but also what real new tools have we gotten to counter Storm in this new set? I mean, there's like the Videl negate.
Yeah.
But aside from that, Like, aside from people just adjusting to Storm being in the format, we haven't really seen too much be able to come forward and contest it. And SS3 was able to play against the Storm matchups because they were able to untap, swing, untap again. So SS3 was starting to edge out the Hirudegarn Storm lists. And what was it, Trunk Storm, Hiru Storm in the finals, or was it two Hiru Storm?
It was Trunk Storm versus Hiru Storm in the finals. Yep.
Okay. I think that those decks just don't have a lot of competition outside of the early game. Like, I think Cell Chain, Cell Chain, any kind of stuff. We don't know, do we?
We don't fact check here across. I don't remember seeing any androids in Top Cut. Like I said, they unfortunately, like, I haven't seen the deck list posted anywhere. I haven't seen the listing posted anywhere yet. I'm actually on the Dragon Ball Super Card List website right now, and that is not updated yet. It's only Sunday after the event, so I mean it's pretty soon after the event. So hopefully that'll be updated soon. But I mean we know that Cell Chain is relatively a decent counter to Storm because you can play the destruction negates. Like basically when you're showing your green energy up, your opponent realistically can't attack you with their Bardox because then you just blow them up. But yeah, I mean, like Logan said, we haven't gotten too many specific anti-Storm tools in WMAT, but like I think we got a lot of decent options because like Announcer playing, like I was testing Storm today against Announcer actually, and like it's really hard to push through Announcer. They plus on your turn, they plus on their own turn. A lot of their cards are +2s and even +3s, so it's kind of insane. And if they're main decking Bean as well, which the Announcer deck today I was playing didn't even main Bean, and it was still tough to kill them. So I think the WMAT leaders having card advantage is really good, and I think the fact that they can go turn 3 Goku Oob and clear your Gotens is also pretty solid. But like you said, we definitely don't have any hard counters to Storm right now coming out of WMAT. But now I guess we'll get on to the next topic, which is like, I guess you can call it heavy counter to Storm. I guess you can also call it like setting the bar for blue leaders just way above everything else. Dimension Magic. So I mean, in my opinion, I did already kind of touch on this in the past video about why blue is becoming too good, but basically this negate would have been perfect for something like green or red. Like this is literally the thing that green or red needed. I understand blue's mechanic is untapping energy, but like blue just did not need this. It's literally, if you're playing a blue leader, it's literally power creeps coercion. Like,
hey man, we never know. Maybe we'll get some broken green negate. It hasn't been announced yet.
It's very true. It's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, I assume the green negate is gonna have to do with blowing up cards, because that's just all the negates we've seen so far just seem like they seem just like they seem super on theme. They seem like basically Digivolve versions of the negates we've already seen. Like the yellow one like rests one of your opponent's dudes or something like that, and then the red one like makes your guy really buff. So I mean, that would have been so perfect for green or blue. But yeah, I mean, it's weird.
It's probably gonna blow up a battle card. It's gonna be like a create, or not a create android, but speedy surprise attack.
Yeah.
Maybe just generic. Maybe it'd be dope if it was like speedy surprise attack, but it was a 2-drop, and then you got to untap an energy too.
That'd be
if you
interesting.
discarded, you got to blow up a card and untap.
That'd be interesting. See, that'd be like a fair card, right? Because it would cost 2 energy, and then like you get
No, I mean like it costs 1 energy, but it's you discard a card, blow up a 2-drop or less, but you get to restand an energy.
So it'd be like a weakest coercion for more of a cost, kind of. But you're still
but you have to discard a card to get the additional restand.
Gotcha. Like it's like a 2-for-1 trade, and then a restand. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what the green spoilers will look like, but man, Dimension Magic is just. Like, I don't think Dimension Magic's gonna break the game. I think it's gonna be a good tool for defense, and it's not.
Oh, it's gonna slow the game down a lot. I think a lot of mono blue lists are gonna maybe take over. You know.
Yeah.
If we're talking about defensive tools that counter Storm, being able to literally never tap out in blue is just insane.
It really is. It's cool in my opinion that it'll slow the game down, but like I think it'll just set the bar for blue leaders just way above everything else, which I don't really.
They're already way above everyone else, anyways.
They are already way above everything else, anyways. I just wish it would level out a little bit more, but I don't know. What do the rest of you guys think a little bit?
I mean, I think you said it all. Like honestly, I don't.
You're right, dude. I'm just like a mad genius. You know what I'm saying?
You mad.
The game sucks. Quit now before it's too late.
Big brain, 5,000 IQ.
No,
I think the bigger problem with that card is the Sparkling 5 effect, actually.
Yeah.
I think being able to, like, they all have the Sparkling 5, so you can always counter counterattack with no negate as long as you have life. But the untap 2 to make all your other stuff live if you tapped out before,
it's so busted.
It's so much stronger than any of the other ones.
Dude,
I think without that, the untap 2 exclusive to blue leaders is, I mean, it's always going to be good. The untap energy is really good, but it's like not too much of an issue.
Dude, the PTSD of Mecha being on your opponent's turn, untap 2. Oh my god. You would go from like 2 to 1 life, but you'd resand like a blue and a yellow, so that you had like Coercion Live and like Nimbus or like
Nimbus.
Cold Bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
Oh man,
Your
PTSD.
leader's up 5k. Oh no.
PTSD, dude. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that type of scale. I mean, I talked about this in the video too. Is like, yeah, it's got the Sparkling 5, but like that card gets not a lot less valuable, but slightly less valuable when you're below 4 already. Which like at that point in the game is really where Sparkling 5 is gonna be live. It's gonna be kind of hard for these leaders to get Sparkling 5 live early, which is where like Self Awakening with that negate is gonna be really beneficial to you. But it is just like an amazing card nonetheless. Like that doesn't make it any less good. It's just sort of like a counterpoint if I'm playing Devil's Advocate here. But
Yeah, no, that's fair, but the thing that I see is like good players won't really have too much of an issue manipulating their drop to get to that 5 mark that they need to be at to play defense on the follow-up turn.
for sure, yeah. I mean, you got there's a bunch of combos that replace themselves. You have your 1 drops that replace themselves, and then you just combo them away, and it's not really a big deal. For sure.
But it's just the fact that it's so much better than the other 3 negates that we've seen so far is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like the red one where it's like, oh, boost your guy by 40k, lower something by 10. You're like, this would be cool if it was an activate battle, but it's a negate attack.
It's so weird.
It's either the person's just not gonna pump or they're gonna over pump and you're gonna lose. Like it just doesn't do what a negate is supposed to do, which is
actually negate the
not give your
attack.
opponent options. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a very interesting negate, and I think it's cool that it can blow stuff up. But yeah, the fact that it doesn't actually negate the attack is kind of weird. But Josh, were you gonna say something?
No.
I see.
I feel like,
you gave up your turn. I don't. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
The black negate is kind of cool.
That card's really cool.
Yeah, with that
From your warp or drop area, and with the new black 1 drops that they have, there's a lot of cool options.
Dude, thank you Zeno-sama for not letting me have to play Time's Judgment anymore. That card is so cheeks.
Oh my god.
That card is so garbage. But what were you gonna say, Logan?
Oh, I was gonna say that the looking back at the Kami card that we got, like I don't really know what the Dende does, and I think that's because it's kind of unimpressive.
Would you like me to tell you what it does?
Ignored it, but the Kami card that blows up the entire board, rereading it, the fact that your opponent has to be at 4 or has to have 4 cards on the board for you to even be able to warp their stuff is kind of bad.
It is,
like,
and it isn't though.
If you're playing against something that doesn't need to, I guess it basically forces all the control decks to say, all right, 3 is my cap on my board.
Right.
Anything 3, I'm gonna get punished. But aside from that, like I think it won't be that hard to play around. It
won't be that hard to play around, but it does kind of like balance like rush decks. Like think about something like veggies. It kind of balances veggies on its own because
against something like veggies, yeah.
Because of its existence, realistically, that and like the green Goku leader kind of balances it out. Which is like you may never resolve a Kami even if you sideboard it, but just its presence is kind of enough to stop your opponent from overwhelming you in board presence, which is kind of cool.
Right. Well, no, but it's kind of like a Cronoa situation where people are gonna not even attempt to play those decks anymore, and then people are gonna stop playing them.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
dude, sideboarding has become so weird. If we just have all these cards that like we have these cards that like make people stop playing certain decks, so then we don't actually sideboard these cards. But just the fact that like the mind games are gonna be so stupid. Where's Ryan?
It's like cherries with when cherries first came out, people stopped playing BA, but then people stopped playing cherries. So people started playing BA again.
Yeah, it just causes these cycles. It's kind of interesting.
Hey, I have, you know, other 1 drop I like in the new set is the Mass Saiyan one, the new Mass Saiyan 1 drop.
Oh, that card is really cool. I like that a lot.
Oh.
I had a question. So if they change any of during your turn, do they resolve that first and then have to discard afterwards?
How do autos work? Is it all of turn players and then all of?
So this is how it's been explained to me by head judge Casey Campbell, like through Shenron's Lair. We actually asked this question to the head judge, and the way he answered it was, this is what happens. So opponent, let's say summons Zeno off chain attack, right? So that allows for Zeno to go into pending, and then since something was summoned by an effect by an auto, the Mass Saiyan Vegeta goes into pending before Zeno negates the board, right? So then turn player resolves Zeno, wipes the hand, draws, and whatnot. And because Vegeta was already sent into pending, according to the rulebook, apparently, you cannot negate an effect that's already been sent into pending. So Vegeta will resolve after everything's shuffled back and both players draw 5.
So then he'll have to discard 2 afterwards.
They will have to discard 2 after everything is
That's
reset by Zeno. It is nice. It's a nice little counter to Zeno, which is cool. As long as they stick with that ruling.
The autos resolve after the turn players, correct?
Yeah, the Massey and
if you
Vegeta
chain
will.
Zeno and Pan, you can still activate chain Zeno, chain attack, bring out Zeno, Zeno auto trigger, and then Pan resolve. And then after all of your autos as turn player resolve, then it's your opponent's opportunity.
I haven't asked the question in specific reference to Pan, but I do assume that's how it'll work because turn player autos do resolve first. So for Pan, you'll draw up to 6 with chain Zeno, and then your opponent will make you discard 2 with the Massey and Vegeta.
A nice little check. If they have you can get multiple out too.
Yeah, and it's cool. I like that card a lot because there's counterplay to it. Like, okay, if you don't want to neg 2, if you don't want to neg 2 on your chain Zeno, you have to remove it somehow, which I think is cool. Like, I wish Cronoa was more like that, but
it says discard 2. Combo into play. All right, for sure, bro. Just discard 2 cards before you do.
See your free. Yeah, but I mean, if you're siding that card just to hit free Hans, like I think your opponent's already in a good position.
It's just.
I think it's a good check on a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing a lot, but it's not so over. It's not a silver bullet the same way Cronoa was.
I agree with you. Like,
no,
I think
it can be removed from the board and like, negated, and it's not the whole game.
I like how it's a soft check to free energy plays. Like free energy plays can get degenerate. Right now. Yeah.
It's also a self-awakening card too. So even like in a black deck, you could main it and not have to worry about like it just being dead.
Yeah, and in any deck as well, you can do the same thing. Like, like for example, yellow doesn't have an attack, take a life card, but now they have the black Vegeta. They have Bardock, which is still good, but yeah.
Hey, tell me why they keep giving veggies the dick, bro. I already had Cronoa.
Am I gonna have to edit that out?
Why? What?
Because you said dick.
Oh no. Relax.
Oh.
No, they keep making all these cards that are like blanket good against veggies. Like there's the Kami, which will blow up your whole board. There's the Massaiyan, which will make you drop 2 cards.
Veggies do too much.
Resolve Kaba.
Yeah, veggies do a whole lot, but they haven't been relevant for like an entire set, which is kind of interesting.
I don't know. Josh would tell you they're pretty good, right, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, Hurrigan veggies.
Really good too.
Yeah, everything is so freaking good right now. It's kind of weird, but
I don't know. I think Storm is just good, and everything else just loses to Storm. We got a preview of that over the weekend, right?
I guess we did. I mean, I don't know how all the matches played out or anything like that, but I mean, if you gotta,
I think it's fine. I think that
it's probably just like sensu bean or bust at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that we'll get some more cards out of set 5 that actually counter Storm.
Yeah.
Hoping so, because we haven't seen all the spoilers yet. Maybe we get like an SR and negate attack. That'd be dope. So no one can afford them.
that would be terrible.
Secret rare, ultimate negate attack. If your opponent is playing Storm, they lose.
That'd be kind of OP, huh?
Yeah. It's like loosely defined too, so anything that's playing Bardock and a 2-drop to swap into just can't play.
Dang, bro, but my SS4 lineage deck.
It's Storm. Get out of here.
Oh, stop, please. No, my leg. But yeah, I mean, well, that's a kind of interesting point. Like you bring up a card that like is very limited access to the community. So a lot of people have been complaining a lot about the Nationals prizing. I don't know if you guys have caught a glimpse on that on the Facebook groups and whatnot, but well, a lot of people have been really upset about it because Nationals, as of right now, is only offering well, actually, so here's what happened. During the week, the Nationals prizing kind of got announced, and they're doing like metallic cards for like, I think it's like top 16 or top 32. So basically, they're going to be like these alternate versions of cards. I'm assuming leaders, so they're actually playable. And people were like, "Oh, this is whack. Like, it's not going to give us any value back on our thing." So there was people that were saying that like they're not going to get value off their winnings, and then there were people that were like, "Relax, bro. It's a kids card game. Like, just chill out and like just go play and have fun." And like, there's both sides of the argument, right? But actually, today they came.
Is this a kids card game?
Yeah, I don't know about that, to be honest. But then today they came out and said that top 32 for Nats are getting a $500 travel reimbursement. So that's kind of dope.
Whoa.
That makes it worth it.
It does, right? It's kind of cool. I mean, it might not cover your whole trip, but just making it that much cheaper is really cool. And it's so nice. Like we talk about this a lot. Like that they listen to the community and they really try and meet our needs, which is really cool. And
Was there a... Sorry.
I think it helps encourage people to go if they think they have a legit chance to get in top 32 also.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that $500 reimbursement on top of the metallic cards that are honestly, they're probably going to be worth money. The metallic cards.
Yeah, they'll be nice collectors.
100%.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I like Dragon Ball so much is I think the cards look really nice.
Oh, the cards are on point, dude. They need to give me those.
You make them look nicer. Like,
Yo, we got some top 8
lot of people who
Australian regional.
Top 8 from the Australian regional?
Yeah, 28 players.
That really? Wow, that's small, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah.
What hit top 8?
Rampaging, grade 8 baby.
Oh, I did hear about this.
Grade 8 baby.
Did that
An
win?
Announcer, a Harudegarn, a Champa.
Oh, dude, baby won the event, right?
Jackie Chan. I have no idea.
I actually remember hearing about
28
this.
people.
I actually remember hearing about this. That baby won against Storm in the finals, if I'm not mistaken. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
Revenge.
That's a 4-round reach, or what is it? No, that's 5 rounds before you cut to top cut.
Which is like probably top 8 at that point.
It was. There's a picture of 8 people.
Yeah.
Dude, that's interesting.
Well,
I guess
actually, they probably don't cut to top cut because it's a regional, but they definitely could have. It would have been 3 rounds.
Yeah, no, they have now that the Bandai regionals are starting, they're not cutting the top cut. It's just final standings.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Well, no, I'm saying like for a smaller regional, you're like,
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
This was basically a local, but I got a dope mat.
Yeah, dude, that was less people than when we went to that one event in Cali, the Easter event.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the release tournament.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Yeah, there was like 50 people there.
Yeah.
Anyway, have we talked about draft leaders, the new draft box leaders?
No, we
Yeah.
haven't actually. That's a good talking point. Krillin Storm OP game is dead. Sell out now.
GG, sell all of your cards. Oh god, what did I do?
No, just kidding, guys. But I do think Krillin is gonna be insane in Storm. Like swing, draw 2, and start help self awakening. Like that's.
Is it blue? Is broke.
Is it blue? Yes. Does it draw 2 on swing? Yes. Does it gain critical on the backside? Yes. that seems really good for Storm. But I mean, I think all the leaders are pretty solid relatively. What are you guys'
I
favorite
like the
leaders?
baby leader a lot.
Yeah. I saw your list on the Discord. Check out the Discord link in the description down below if you haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, no, your baby list is pretty cool. It's a really solid leader. Just like potentially pops 2 battle cards, which is really sick. And now they're giving these leaders effects that like on top of the generic swing draw, it's like take a life, do something else, which is kind of cool.
It's almost like drawing a card doesn't do anything.
It's almost like drawing 2 is really good, and then it's like drawing 2 and then doing something else is really good.
But one of the problems I had with the old leaders was that you had to attack a leader, and then so like most of the time they just take the hit. So even though you were drawing a card, they were getting a card also.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I never really felt like I was plussing with my leader when I had to swing like that.
For sure.
They're like, we have to balance them somehow.
Yeah, and then I was helping them awaken.
Honestly,
Now you're like,
I really like the Goten leader. I think it has.
Ooh.
So here's my only thing about it is that it awakens. It's pretty whack. It only untaps 1 energy.
I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why either.
They were trying to counterbalance the mad pluses, I guess.
What mad plus is you get to add 1 card.
Dude, if they
For the
ever make
duration of the,
oh,
for
go
the
ahead.
game. For the game.
Dude, if they ever make a busted yellow extra card that they puts a 1,
Yo,
that
wait a
leader is
minute.
gonna be the juice.
Krillin's not OP.
Why
What are you
not?
talking about, bro? He only untaps 1 energy.
Bro, he's playing blue. All he needs is a sense of being an unyielding to go to the moon.
Fuck you mean, bro?
Dude, sometimes
That's 1 energy to untap stuff with Beam.
dude, I'm playing Harudegarn Storm sometimes, like I only want to untap 1. I don't have another value play to get this untap 2 to make it worth. I'll untap 1. Dude, Krillin seems insane, bro. Like it seems like so
Yeah.
much free plus.
Hey, you can search March of the Great Apes with Goten. Isn't that broken, guys?
No. But anyways, the one of the leader, the green Goku leader is another thing like Kami, where it kind of just like checks an archetype kind of just by its existence, which is like, you know, span the board rush decks, which I think is cool. I like it a lot. I like where there's like these checks in the game that like, okay, if Veggie's ever rain back to the top, like, okay, we have the counter deck, and then like they'll probably fall out in popularity, which is kind of cool.
Remember when mass board destruction was limited to a max of 5 energy?
You know what I didn't realize? I didn't realize this before.
What's
But
that one?
the green Goku leader, its permanent is when your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play. This card can't be negated.
Yeah.
Or this
Yeah.
can't. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Quadruple strike.
It's not a generically good leader, but it's a check and balance in the game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
This card sucks.
The green Goku leader.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because they put
terrible.
GT on it.
They
So you
put
can't,
GT.
Oh
so you can't play
yeah,
feet.
I want to quad strike crit.
dude. I don't like feet. Like I don't like that card honestly in certain decks. Like in the leader that came out in the set,
Hey,
the green stopping power. What's up?
let me grab the Goku. Let me grab the spice. Hold on.
Oh word.
no.
So yeah,
No.
in that leader, I don't like the card. Like it just seems like a neg-1 to not do enough. Like the only way it's like really good is if you combo like a double strike in there, and like that's just so much energy investment, and it's not worth. Like in my build that I'm gonna put on the channel in a couple days, like I don't even play feet because it's not worth.
Here.
Blasphemy.
Oh
How dare you not play the memeiest card out of this set? Bro, I don't even remember Feet Kamehameha being a thing.
And I remember there's like a blowback Kamehameha in like some of the video games, but I don't remember either.
Did he use it against Piccolo?
This leader.
I feel like he
What?
used it against Piccolo, but not pause. When did you use the Feet Kamehameha?
He used it against Raditz.
Oh, okay.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, he used it against
Definitely
Piccolo.
happened during World
Okay,
Tournament.
Yeah, no, that was the joke. No, he used it against Piccolo when they were older. I think that's the only.
It's definitely when he's older because that's how the picture is on the card, and apparently it's an
Yeah.
anime rip. So
Yeah, it's the only time he ever uses it, I think. But yeah, no. So this Goku leader right here makes Feet Kamehameha broken.
that leader just
No.
doesn't plus
The
though.
vanilla leader? What?
It's not double strike.
It's a vanilla.
It don't matter. Double strike crit.
That card could have no text on it and it would do the same thing.
You see,
No,
the
but-
biggest problem with that leader is it doesn't untap energies. Like, that leader, that
so
leader,
right.
that leader just
You're so
doesn't.
right.
That leader just doesn't plus. Like, okay, swing lead, combo feet. Okay, I negged 1, and I'm at like 4 cards in hand, like or 5 cards in hand. Like, so unimpressive. Like, if you can get that leader to awaken quickly, then it's like kind of OP. 'Cause then you're drawing cards and swinging.
So do you
So you
play
gotta
the
you gotta play a blue package so you can play Senzu Bean and then
Blue green might be OP, dude.
you slowly change it towards just yellow and then you take out some of the green cards. You really want to resolve feet, so you start putting in a good awakening engine like Bardock and
I was just gonna say veggie.
and then
just-
eventually
just
you're
run
like,
veggies.
I wish I could play what's it called? I wish I could play Unyielding Spirit Trunks. So I changed my leader to Hiruzen. It's like, why am I even playing Flute Kamehameha? I'm not playing a green Goku leader.
My feet, no.
And
But
then you have- and that's
My
how you end up
leg.
with Hiru Storm.
no, but a deck I really like feed in is actually the explosive power Son Goku from the Ultimate Box. You guys know what that leader does?
Bond 2 Double Strike.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
brother! Bond 2 Double Strike, it's OP.
Well, I hate Bond effects. They're so bad.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
No,
He
it's
gets to
not.
draw.
The front
He
side
gets to draw and
pluses.
untap.
Yeah, the front side pluses.
It's whack.
Only slightly.
Only slightly. Nah, but I agree. That's probably the best deck to play feed in. But you have to play Barrier Boys in that deck.
I mean, you have a lot of one-drop rush in that deck between the one-drop Goku that scries 3 and Roshi, and the Piccolo that searches Gohans.
Yeah, but then you hit a certain number of cards on your board, you get Kami'd back to 0, and you're like, well.
I only need to Bond 2, you know what I'm saying? One-drop Gohan, one-drop
Yo.
Goku that searches, Roshi, and then the big-ass green Goku that when it swings makes your opponent ditch or destroy a battle card 3 times.
You know what sucks about veggies now?
What's that?
If you're playing any veggie list, not just a yellow veggie list, and you go Kaba into Caulifla into Kale, and then you play a free blocker Kale from hands,
You get Kami'd.
you get Kami.
So too bad, so sad.
You know what's even crazier about that? That's only a -1. Because all the cards were free.
Oh, you know what's really really annoying is like before they released what Kami actually did, they said like, okay, we're gonna release these card effects. Like, okay, you can't actually just use the effect when you play it. You have to tap 2 additional energy on top. I'm like, okay.
So we thought they were gonna be desire cards.
Well, you thought they were gonna be desire cards. I told you were wrong.
Yeah, I did.
but
Get out of here.
But
I didn't realize they were just gonna slap desire onto extra cards.
I knew it. I told you they were gonna do that. But anyways,
That's weak.
So they put these extra costs on these things, right? It's okay. I'm gonna play a 3-drop, and then like I can't use this effect till the next turn because it's gonna cost me 2 energy. But what do? They put them on 1-drops. So basically, it's just a 3-drop. This card is just it's just a 3-drop. Like there's no crazy additional cost to this, which is really really stupid in my opinion. They're like, yo, we got you guys. We got you guys.
Just in case you wanted to play monkey.
I just knocked the mic off my head. You got to play around this card because you can't activate it immediately. Nah, bro, I'm gonna just wait till turn 3 and just hard cast it.
And then I'm playing a blue leader, so I just unyielding, untapping energy.
Nah, then you're playing Ironbow Trunks, which is the juice, and then you're untapping 1, like, a fair SS3, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you're right. And then you play Dimension Magic, and you untap 2. We broke the format.
Dude, are we going back to 12-turn Soul Striker mirror matches?
Hell yeah, bro.
Hey.
Those were the best of times. They were legit only the best of times. I love that format so much.
Games could go an hour.
Dude, that was the best.
Yeah, well, Hero Storm versus Trunk Storm just went an hour.
Oh yeah, game one went to time. Did you guys know that?
No.
Game 1 went to time.
The aggro decks went to time.
Yes.
What the heck?
Makes no sense on this earth, but it happened.
Yo, bro, they're just sitting there like, do I keep attacking? I have 3 unyieldings in hand.
even though it is an aggro deck though, the turn of the deck is like a 20-minute turn because you're just doing so much.
If you play slow, what?
Dude, the deck,
it's not that complicated.
It's not that complicated, but the deck can just take so many actions. You can get like 15 swings on 1 turn. That takes time to turn the card sideways.
No, it doesn't.
It takes. Hold on.
Storm, it's not me that's taking time. It's my opponent deciding, am I blocking this hit or the 12th hit?
It is a hard decision. It is a hard decision, though. To be fair.
Ready? This is how much time it takes to turn a card. Ready?
But it's not unexpected. You should have a sense of it already.
Yeah, but then like you're playing cards, you're drawing life, you're swinging, you're searching cards, you're searching through your deck 7 times.
It's quick. It's all quick. You look at top 3, you know what you're grabbing. You put the other 2 back. You keep playing.
Logan, are you the boy to really make that point about the deck?
What do you mean?
Nothing. Let's not open that can of worms. But
what? Are you calling me a slow player?
I'm just saying you like to make decisions very timely.
Josh,
cases.
back me up here, bro. Oh my god.
I think so, but the amount of cards that you get in like 1 turn, your playlines change a lot.
Yeah, they
sure,
do. They
but
really
you're gonna
do.
summon a 1-drop and you're gonna swing with it, and then you're gonna summon a 2-drop and you're gonna swing with it.
Hey, Logan.
But do you want to?
Last locals that we played, Dragon Ball. You remember what happened? Game 1 went really slow, not because of my decisions, but because of somebody else's decisions.
No, because your deck couldn't play quickly. What? You're playing a control deck that fills out its curve on turn 6. And I saw no good cards, so we just went through our entire decks over the course of 30 minutes.
What were you guys?
I didn't.
What were you guys both playing?
You did. You had 5 cards left in deck.
No.
U7 Gohan versus Soul Striker.
Soul Striker control.
Oh, Ryan, you're playing U7 Gohan?
No, I was playing Soul Striker.
Oh
my god.
Yo, that deck is the juice. Well, both those decks are the juice. But yo, Soul Striker got 3rd.
Wait a minute. That's my first draw in like 5 locals. Didn't you?
Yeah, and your boy gave it to you.
Didn't you go into time twice in 3 rounds?
All right, guys. We'll save the Law and Order for the next show. But next time on Homie Court, Josh will be repping Logan. I'll be repping Ryan. No, I'm just kidding. But no, actually,
are you saying I played slow when you were teaching me how to play the game in the middle of Soul Striker mirror format?
No, that's not
the longest format.
I'm saying the one time you took me to a draw in locals when your mom called you, and then we like stopped mid match.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, that's my decision making right there.
All right.
Taking an hour between.
I'm just joking, baby. I love you. But anyways, Soul Striker got third at some European regional the same weekend as Atlanta, which is kind of cool.
On top 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of nifty. Only issue my deck.
The blue leader.
It's a blue leader, yeah, for sure. My only issue with it is that it doesn't plus on the front side, which it kind of makes it a little slow. But it also how does it?
An energy, which lets you make more plays.
It does, which is cool. It also lets you play more defense on your opponent's turn, which is legit. And I really like draw 2 leaders this format if Chain Zeno Hirudegarn becomes more popular, because especially in Soul Striker where you can at least untap 1 energy every single turn guaranteed. It's pretty sick how you can just hold off your Awaken until after they Chain Zeno you and then go +2 on them. So, it's pretty solid.
Zeno sucks, dude. It's so rough when you get Zenoed.
My issue with Zeno is that it's not a comeback play with the current card pool. It's a fat neg to your opponent. So Hirudegarn taking crazy advantage of that and making you -1, or Pan making you plus.
It's almost
it's basically cell chain. The way the game works, it's hey, I want to plus as hard as I can.
But then that? Nope, it's backwards. Dang it.
But then they give us cards that say, "Oh no, you just plussed super hard, get punished."
Well, that's a question then too, I guess. People like Cell Chain because it's a counter to just massive hand advantage, but
Cell Chain isn't splashable. Cell Chain is a single deck, which is with its own weaknesses.
True.
You can throw Chain Zeno into anything that can play red.
I agree. I want Chain Attack to just get errated to only summoning red cards. I think that would fix a lot.
I would rather see Zeno be gone than see Chain Attack.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you want Chain Attack just to be red cards?
Because I like the utility that Chain Attack brings. I just don't like Zeno. I think Zeno just by itself is a stupid card.
I don't know. I think for 7 energy, a board reset and a hand reset's kind of fair.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it costs 7 energy versus. I mean, we talked about this in our last video about the.
Why don't you errata Zeno to say this effect can only be applied at 7 energy?
That'd be fine.
Like they did with Babidi.
That'd be fine. I just think Chain Attack would still cause implications for future design. The way it is so generic.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess so, but it's really red's only way to cheat cards onto the field.
Which is fine. So just keep it in red, right? I think
they've also put in checks. I mean, it already takes 3 red energy to play it. It's kind of. I mean, or you can evolve it for 2 red. I think if you fix a lot of the other issues, there's gonna be checks to the card by itself.
This seems like an interesting question. All right, we'll go one by one. What do you guys think are the current issues with the game as it is right now? You want to start, Josh?
I think Chain Attack Zeno is definitely the first one. I just think, we just had a discussion on it.
And you think
that new barrier, which is
it's not your turn, Logan. Let Josh go.
Unyielding Trunks.
Okay.
I just don't like cards that let you untap without other than Awakening when you're tapped out.
I see. That's fair. My only thing with Unyielding is that if you take Unyielding out, it just seems like aggro literally can't play the game, which kind of sucks.
I mean, aggro blue can't, but there's other decks can play aggro.
Interesting. Any other opinions on what the issues of the game are? Or is that kind of your only qualms with the game right now?
We need better negates. I think.
Sorry. One more thing about
leave aggro alone.
I think Unyielding. The problem with Unyielding is that it allows blue to be both defensive and aggressive. If you play without it, I mean, you can play Beam, but even that, you have to make your plays, and then you're still in order to make a 3-drop and then have Beam live, you still have to be playing on turn 4 or have your Awaken.
Right.
So you're still playing a turn behind comparatively. I just blue is already the best defensive color, especially with the new negate they're getting.
Yeah.
And it's just Unyielding lets them play aggressive and defensive, whereas any other color can do one or the other.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's been a lot of people's issue with unyielding, actually. I think it's a very good point, is that it allows blue to play on curve and then not tap out, which like any other color, they can't do that. They have to either play a turn behind if they don't want to tap out, which is kind of is unfortunate. I do agree with that. Maybe it'd be interesting if unyielding said like the energy you restand with this card can't be used for the duration of the turn. That would be kind of cool. But I do totally get your point. Logan, you seem like you're very eager to give your opinion. Let's hear it.
Oh, I don't think Chain Zeno can really go anywhere because barrier cards exist. Like the Kami, I think it's a step in the right direction, but I don't like that it's a board wipe. I would prefer some targeted removal. And I don't like that it's a board wipe because it has the stipulation if your opponent has 4 or more. So it's like, because a lot of the time you'll be trading your hand advantage for like actual board advantage.
Right, by comboing into attacks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And so the fact that you're now limited into what you can play in terms of the field, it's like they're trying to force energy cheating out of the game, which I think is fine. But rather than making cards that punish energy cheating, I'd rather see them hit cards that allow it to happen in the first place.
Yeah, right.
Just remove them.
Hit the enablers.
It's like a wishy-washy answer, you know? Like you can and this is where I think rotation would definitely come in. Like I think the easiest way to slow this game down would just be to introduce rotation.
Yeah.
And just rotate out all these cards that say summon a card from your hand, summon a card from your deck. Because when they exist, you have to make cards that match their power and potency. So you have to make other cards that say summon a card from your hand, you know? And I think
rotation, we're still a while away from rotation, aren't we though?
Yeah, we're only a year in. It seems like the standard market's like 2 years.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying right away.
Right.
I'm saying in the future. I don't think the game is that bad right now. I think it's actually a lot of fun.
I agree with you. Yeah, I
don't have too many problems with it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't find Storm to be like the overwhelming force. Like, I think it's very beatable. I don't think
There's
it's
answers.
Yeah, totally. I think it's like you do have to be playing blue, and you probably have to be playing Bean, but I think it's very, very doable. Yeah, well, I agree with that, and it's almost. I do agree with your barrier point as well. Like, dealing with a board of barrier stuff that's uninteractable is very annoying. For sure, if you can't play
and
answers.
They keep making more Vegetos for some reason. Vegetos for every color.
Oh yeah, they do. They are doing that, and that's cool against aggro. But they need to do they need board wipe cards to not count for barrier, right? Like if that Gohan leader just actually got around barrier, that'd be kind of cool. And if they had some other massive board wipe cards do that too.
Yeah.
I just worry about that deck if it would just become a stall deck though.
What deck?
The Gohan?
Your turn 6 play is just to wipe your opponent's board. I don't think it'd be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be game breaking, but I like when counters exist. But Ryan, you wanna give your thoughts on the issues of the game if you have any?
Yeah, I think Josh already touched on it with unyielding. Honestly, I think if you specify unyielding to untap a blue energy, it's fine.
That's interesting.
Just because the issue with unyielding right now is Storm, and what you're gonna untap is generically is going to be yellow.
Usually, yeah.
Right? You
we're going to get more blue cards.
Usually that's what you're going to untap. And well, if you and that's fine. Like you're going to specify blue, then and if it's still a problem, then you do something else. But I think that's one possible hit. I used to think that Chain Attack Zeno needed to get out of here, but I do agree with the issue of barrier. You can hit Chain Attack Zeno when you hit barrier. Once barrier, you get
cutting out. Am I cutting out?
Or something like.
Yeah, it's cutting out for me too. Yeah, it's cutting out for me too.
Oh, okay.
Chain Attack Zeno is only real effective in blue decks because you can get the energy back when you play it on curve.
Yeah, we got you back, Ryan.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
GG.
He'll be back.
I don't know if you guys.
Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
You might want to turn off your camera. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, probably. That's okay.
Hey, now it's just me and Joshy boy.
Yeah. Hey. So anyway, so what I was saying, yeah, I think you specify that to blue, Chain Attack and Zeno. There's just got to be more options than Zeno. And like we said in our last video and also in this video, we kind of repeated it. Zeno is just a fat egg to your opponent versus a neutral starting ground. So it just needs to be touched somehow, or just more options need to be to become available in order for, you know, that option to no longer be such an issue. Whether it be, you know, there's no restriction on chain attack trunks as well. Chain attack should have to, you know, mandate some kind of thing, whether maybe not energy cost or anything like that, but like, oh, I have to discard a card or I have to take a life, like something that like you can't just like, oh, I'm down to 1 life and I lose unless I do this, you know.
I just imagine they saying like take a life, and then the way that the chain links work is that you would like take it afterwards or something. I don't understand.
Well, if it was if it was
I guess it happened when you summoned, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Still, I could see something like that. I could see them like
fully resolve effects all at once.
Yeah.
Like if you're resolving an auto, you resolve all parts of the auto before proceeding to the next.
Yeah, oh man, people used to freaking play March and then summon the Vegeta ape, and then they were like, oh, scry 3 before I draw 2. It was like, you can't interrupt a card effect. That makes no sense.
Yeah. And then I think the last thing that needs to be touched, oh man, what was I thinking? Crap guacamole. I don't remember what I was gonna say needs to be touched besides those two.
Dude, let me. I'll make a point, and then we can come back to you then. I think honestly, my biggest problem with the game is the way that blue as a mechanic has been made. Like the idea that a mechanic is untap is kind of crazy. Because no matter what, if it sticks with that, we're always gonna see energy cheating for blue.
Yeah.
Like that's just a fact. So
That's
it's
why-
always gonna remain the best.
That's why I thought unyielding was the biggest problem in that deck, though, because like if like defensive being, you're still having to play cards that turn behind like tapping out.
You
Unyielding lets you play the card on curve
Right.
and then tap.
But then can aggro actually play a game if unyielding gets hit?
Sure, our 1-drops are strong.
Yeah.
But
It's
if you
not aggro blue.
but if you can actually
How do
only
you
drop
define aggro? It depends like how
like
the game shapes up.
I
Right?
mean I define it by like turn 3 kill or earlier.
I mean,
Re-kill?
I played that one. I built that one deck, the Frieza deck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as good as like the aggro decks now, but it is something that can kill.
But then like
I mean, that has no blue in it.
what's the enabler there?
Gosh.
One free energy boy. It's all about the free energy. I think that's one of the best ways aggro actually like, plays the
There's gonna
game.
be a way to play cards. The way I look at it.
If we look at Magic though, the like the aggro decks are all decks that are just playing really low cost cards with like haste that can attack at the like when they're first put into play, and their kill turns are just way later in the games. You know,
So how
turns are quicker.
So how does that define aggro then? Just like
It depends on the game's general kill turn. Like if in those games, like you're not going to be able to kill your opponent on turn 3.
yeah.
You're probably going to kill your opponent turn 5 or 6. But then other decks have like kill turns that are way later in the match.
So I really like the Magic reference here because other card games. So for example, I don't know if any of you guys played it, but like Duel Masters or Kaijudo, right?
Yeah, I played
Like,
Duel Masters.
It was the same issue at one point. Like we had these, you know, because everything was color coordinated at that point as well. You know, we had issues like this that we're having in Dragon Ball, and they didn't touch on it when it was Duel Masters, and it killed the card game. And when they touched on it when it was Kaijudo, it killed the card game.
Oh no.
So, so I think what Dragon Ball's doing right now, leaving unyielding is fine. I think unyielding is fine. Like as problematic as it can be, I don't think like aggro decks are. Each color has their deck specific type of thing, right? Red is a very aggressive deck. Green is a very control. Blue is a very keep playing. Yellow is I don't know exactly what yellow is because it seems to have
kind of
a lot
control.
They want to make it rest cards now or something. I don't know.
I don't know. But the point is that all of these colors, no matter what, are going to do the thing that they originally were designed to do in purpose.
Yellow always seemed really defensive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Title of the video: what is yellow supposed to even do? Question mark.
I mean, you got cards like some of the best defensive cards ever have been yellow. You got like Nimbus,
Yeah.
is insane. Cold Bloodlust,
Crusher
like
Ball.
Crusher Ball, yeah.
Crusher Ball.
I want more cards that aren't just negate
Master
the attack.
Roshi.
I want cards that actually like do things. You
have
know,
interaction. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
they don't need to be negating effects, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
So I hesitate to even say this, but it does seem like when you play a blue leader, you're playing a whole different game because you have access to unyielding, right? So much energy manipulation. What if every color got an unyielding?
No, at that point, get rid of unyielding. That makes no sense.
I mean,
I feel like
Go ahead.
red would be insane.
Yeah.
I think the other way. I think green would be insane. I think something like veggies would just.
There's
Go to
so many
10.
answers to veggies now, dude.
I don't know. See, I feel like veggies would do really well, but I understand red would do very well as well.
My biggest issue with the green with like an unyielding on their color would be that their big power play is Kaba, which is still 2 energy. So you always have one of them. So like turn 3, you could do it a second time and stuff. But
Oh, you're right. You're right. Let's play
compared to
Broly.
red, where like now like you got Kaba, you got intensifying power Trunks. You got
Yeah.
a lot of more powerful cards that are red.
So then how do we bridge the gap
Small-
between every other color leader and blue leaders? I guess just by making those other color leaders have access to really crazy cards, huh?
I think
don't want that
other
to happen,
colors.
though.
I think other colors need. So I don't know. Like objection's a blue card, right? I feel like other colors need an objection more versus needing a.
But they keep
Unyielding.
printing energy ramp hate.
They do.
I know.
They do.
I know. That's fair. So I don't.
I would rather see it. I would rather see a card, kind of like the old Bardock, that would rest your opponent's energy.
The 7-drop that comes in and like rests your opponent's energy.
Yeah, that one.
That's
The
interesting.
EX evolves by discarding 2, but over a 5-drop Bardock.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, like just like boss monsters at least.
I mean, also, if games went longer, having more energy ramp and more energy destruction wouldn't actually be an issue, because it's not like you'd be playing a 2-turn game where you said you don't get an energy. You're playing a 7-8 turn game where
Yeah.
you say, all right, you don't get 8 energy this turn, you only get 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like a black card that would just rested your opponent's energy during your turn.
Josh, you brought up a kind of
You
interesting
played
point. You brought up a kind of interesting point that I want to touch on, like a boss monster type of thing. We're definitely in a format where boss monsters are not very good right now. Like it's just the investment's not worth it a lot of the time, and it's hard to get to that turn to drop it. But how do you guys feel about just like boss monsters that kind of like make you auto lose? Like I think of things like the 8-drop Goku's lineage, or like maybe even like Cell
drop Whis.
Victory Strike.
Victory Strike being a big one. Maybe you can even consider Cell Chain that.
What are you talking about? Sparking 5, untap 2 energy.
Okay, we're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. But how do you feel about that? Like, as a card game player, how does that feel? Because in a lot of cases, like if you're playing 2 boss monster decks, like whoever goes first has a huge advantage because you're 1 energy closer to dropping your boss monster. And like if it is like auto lose, like 8-drop Goku comes down and rests all your energy and it swings for dual attack triple strike, like how does that feel as a card game player to just like auto lose to a boss monster?
Okay, so I've
Well, you had
been
8
on.
turns to get to that point, so
Yeah. I feel like there's like a circle of stuff that like counters each other essentially at that point.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say some boss monsters cost 7 energy, some cost 8, some cost 9. You know, like it would depend on the deck, but then also decks are naturally gonna do better against each other. Even if you take the boss monsters out, like okay, let's say Broly for example, right? Broly's boss monster is the 6-drop double strike,
Yep.
drop 2, right?
I
And
want
then
more Broly low drops.
we'll say something like Frieza, their boss monster, right? I don't know what theirs is in. Yeah, that Broly. There we go. So Frieza, right? It has its boss monster. You take those out. I feel like, oh yeah, go ahead and
Wait, I might not have them anymore. I might
My
have
big thing is,
traded them
like,
to that kid.
If you play a deck like that relies on a boss monster, you're gonna like the aggro decks get a few more turns to try and get there.
Yeah,
To try and kill them.
Exactly.
that's fair.
So they're not trying to kill on turn 3 now. They're trying to kill on like turn 4 or 5 because you're still 2 turns away from putting your boss monster down.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Bandai
see
touched on that
what's-
too. Like they wanted to drag down the number of or the kill turn count,
Yeah,
and which is why I think the blue negate is okay.
Yeah.
Because two additional energy on your opponent's turn is not super broken. I just don't like additional energy on your own turn.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
I totally agree with that. I think for the sense of balancing the game and slowing it down, it's a great card. It's just the fact that it makes blue leaders so much better than every other leader, even more.
Yeah, no, they really should have stepped it up with the other negates and made
Yeah.
them like good.
Yeah.
You made a Oasis Coercion with the Sparkling 5 effect. I think in a lot of cases that card would be really good.
Yeah.
for any other color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like blue gets the untap 2, but every other color gets like untap 1 plus a bonus effect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonus cards.
Bonus cards. Bro.
I love me some bonus cards.
Or even if you just made it so like, oh sorry, but I was saying, but then like why wouldn't you play aggro in that thing? Like then you'd have that mid range,
Yeah.
right? But then the mid range decks would lose to the big boss monsters.
For sure. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Wait, what is
So you'd
what
have
is
to
the new
just try and
yellow?
go with mid range of aggro and aggressive.
What's up, Logan?
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Oh, choose up to 1. I wish the yellow negate rested 1
Doesn't it rest one?
and then made it stick for the turn. No, it's choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode.
Oh yeah, and then keep it
Yo,
rested.
that would have been like really dope though. Like if
Kid Goku
It's not good.
support.
if when they swung, not only did it negate the attack, but it rested something, perma rested something else.
Yeah,
That'd be dope. That'd
like-
be really dope. I think
yeah.
that would be good enough to actually see play.
A
You'd
generic,
rested for that turn.
a generic coquette
Just
zone.
use some- Be like Crusher
Is
Ball.
that what Head Zone does?
Coquette zone does that, and it's only for U11 leaders, and that card is really, really good. That card is really solid. Like if there's a reason, to play a U11 leader, it's probably that card,
Team booster tournament power.
dude.
Okay.
When you swing at a U11 leader, negate the attack, rest something else. It's mad good. But,
I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
What are you guys hoping for in the green cards that haven't been released yet?
Better negate.
Yeah, a good
and
negate.
and more androids.
Nah,
Yeah.
androids are fine the way they are, dude. Cell chain's mad broken.
No.
Cell chain's mad broken.
No, it's not, bro. Get over it. Peter Katani even said so
When did he say that?
when he played it.
¿Qué pasó? I don't know. I don't
Peter
like.
Katani played a cell chain at a regional like 2 weeks ago.
You know what card I do like that was announced is the Kick Barrage Piccolo.
What does that do again? I forget.
Ooh, is that a yellow card?
It's choose 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode
Coquette
with
Zone is busted.
1500 power or less and KO them.
Nani? It's mandatory 2 life, not choose up to 2. What?
Yeah, it's mandatory.
Wait, is this yellow?
It is yellow. It's like a yellow 3-drop, right?
Yeah.
That's a good card. I like that.
Oh
You got
no.
got-
Choose 2 cards?
Raigeki, dude.
No.
And then
Oh, it's an
there's
activate main though.
It is.
there's the Krillin card too. When you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards with 10k or less and switch it to rest mode.
Right, but it has to be from
player's turn.
battle area.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. Dang. Neg.
Ah.
Still not
It's
bad
fine.
though.
And you can use it during your opponent's turn.
That's still not. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. What
But at that
drop
point,
is
I'd rather
that?
have Crusher Ball. So
It's a 1-drop.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
No.
I think having Crusher Ball is just better.
Yeah, hey, I just realized Jocko's a super combo.
Like
Yeah,
the
he's
blue
regular
one?
super combo.
No,
Oh yeah.
the new one, full surveillance Jocko. That's funny.
Hey, while we're here, what is this Whis?
Which we?
Why is it 2-drop blocker barrier 5k?
Oh, because
I'm
blue
very
blue has one, so they need to make rounds and give it to everything else.
I didn't know what. When did they give blue one?
Blue got one in like set 3 or set 4, and it's just like an East Kai. It's like 2-drop blocker
Oh,
barrier. That's
yeah.
it.
What in the world?
It's kind
I
of
read this and I was like, is there something new coming out that I just don't know about?
no, it's kind of cool. There's like somewhat is good against Victory Strike to have a cheap barrier blocker. It's like it's kind of cool.
But for 1 more energy, you can get Roshi, which has 1900. Why does it have 19?
They're trying to do some wacky stuff. They released like a 27,000 in like set 4. It's so weird.
This Beerus super combo looks dope.
Yeah, it does.
I really don't like the Sparking 5 super combos.
Just because they're too easy to activate, or what?
They're
No,
way
not
too
because they're too
soon.
easy to activate, or not even that. I just think that they're bad.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
think they're going to be really good in aggressive decks.
Oh, for sure, but like I don't like having to keep 5 in my drop.
How do you guys like the fact that they're 0-10,000 before?
I like that.
They're all 0-10,000 in the new set, dude.
I like
was
that.
asking what you think about that.
Broken.
I like it because it gives you the utility to use them early if you need to, and they're not just like super dead cards early, but you don't get a draw off it. So I think it's pretty cool.
I'm low-key disappointed in the set because so far I have nothing to put into my Golden Frieza list. From
Dude,
set.
Yeah, you do.
There's some solid stuff.
What?
Vicious Lackey Tagoma.
What?
So all the new stuff that you're gonna want to play in the deck have Desire in them, and he adds a Desire straight from your deck.
Oh, you can't play
He's Frieza's army.
You have to play
He's a one.
Desires in Shenron. You can't play Desire outside Shenron, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, real? Oh, frick. Never mind.
But-
Drop that's
But I know you're gonna play
another
that.
good one drop blows stuff up. They're like, what can we do to make this unplayable in Golden?
Logan, I know you're gonna be playing that 3-drop Frieza that has barrier and
Oh, absolutely. That card's busted.
that card's mad good.
That card broke. I'm crafting a yellow blue list right now.
Not yellow red. What is this?
Yeah, yellow blue.
That's legit.
I think it's gonna be juicy, but bruh, what the heck? We better get a Frieza SR.
I'm sure we will.
And you know what sucks? Your
Sashimi's
military
not
command
bad either.
Frieza doesn't even get triggered off of your leader effect.
Oh, does it
Yeah.
It
not?
says KO, not sent.
That's whack.
Yeah, I know.
I'm aware.
Hey, I'm okay with it though because it's a 2-drop target that I'm very willing to play.
Yeah, for sure.
I think because it summons that 3-drop for free.
The
But wait, this
SR,
has to be in rest mode.
the
But
SR
if it
might even be a
summons during your
3-drop.
opponent's turn, it's not in rest mode.
That's true. But the 3-drop might
No,
even
but
be an
come on,
SR.
You cheat it. You cheat it. The 3-drop Frieza?
They might make an SR 3-drop that's good off that card.
Oh, I hope they do.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they do, fantastic.
What do you
That's what I wanna
guys?
see.
What do you guys think about Wish so far?
Seems like it taps out.
I don't know, dude. It's got some pretty crazy
Wait, sorry,
plays.
About what?
About Wish so far?
We'll see. I think we have to see the rest of the cards from this set though. Like the black cards are really gonna make or break it.
Well, one of the big controversies is that like when you have your backside leader, it's like everyone has an effect. It's like activate a desire from your hand if you have the appropriate energy for free. You know what I mean? And there's a big controversy whether that desire goes to drop area or not. So people say
Depending on the ruling.
the card text doesn't say activate the card; it just says activate the skill on the card. So if people think it's like reveal, activate, and keep it back in your hand, which could be
It would be.
it could be kind of busted. But I've seen someone cite a rule in the rule book that says like the word play on an extra card is not like an association. Like the rule book says when you activate the skill of an extra card, send it to the drop area. You know what I mean? So like technically in the technical line of play, like if you activate Cold Bloodlust, it goes right to drop area and you're just activating its effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no board space where extra cards go when they're activated, So I'm thinking that they will be discarded, and I hope they are discarded just for the balance of the game's sake. Yeah,
That's fine.
it's just a little busted if they don't get discarded, but
If they don't, it's busted because then you can Frieza twice.
yeah.
Yo, people bought out the promo Frieza.
Yeah, they
I'm a
did,
little
yo.
upset.
I'm
I'm a
upset.
little upset. I don't think
20,000
it's
on my
gonna be-
neck is
Hey, I have a question for you guys.
But I want to build it. Now I'm like, ugh, I spent money on
If you
everything.
play, if you play that promo Frieza, and you have a Vegeta on board, you summon something, and if it's 1500 or less, do they have to discard the 2 cards?
I don't know.
I don't know. I see how everything's worded.
That's a complicated ruling that I looked into it the other day, but I didn't look super hard. I just read the cards, and I have no idea.
Because Frieza says your opponent plays it from their hand,
There we go.
Yeah,
and it doesn't, and the Vegeta doesn't specify.
When your opponent plays a battle. With
It just says when your opponent plays a battle card that's 15k or less with a non-keyword skill.
Is it 15k or less?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably I think it's gonna come down to
Oh,
its
that Vegeta
semantics.
is not as broken as I thought it was. I need to read.
I think it's gonna come down to a semantics thing where it's like, well, how does the head judge interpret whose skill is playing the card and how Vegeta interacts with that?
But the Frieza says your opponent plays the card.
Right. I do see that, but then it's like, it's a result
it says when
of your
opponent
effect.
plays a battle card. Yeah.
I don't know.
Does it say
So,
play it or it says your opponent plays it?
your opponent chooses. Oh, sorry. When your opponent plays a battle card with 1500 power or
No,
less.
not the Vegeta.
What does a
Oh,
number
the Frieza says your opponent plays it. It says the specific word your opponent plays it.
Your opponent plays it. I think that it probably would work that way. Maybe.
That's what I would think.
It's kind of interesting.
That sounds busted.
Yeah, it's like a decent combo. You take 3 cards out of their hand essentially.
That's a turn 3 combo.
Any other major talking points you want to hit before we wrap it up? Because I think we've hit about an hour.
I want the Frieza cards to work with the old Frieza leader.
Yo, it's,
Yeah,
Soul Striker isn't broken. Why did none of them work?
I think I'm good. Where does it say that Desire has to be played in?
What?
I believe on all the desire cards it says if your leader Shenron, do X.
Yeah, activate main. Your leader card is a yellow Shenron. Choose one Frieza in your drop with an energy cost 4 or less and play it.
E.
Oh,
Yeah, they're restricted. Hey, did you guys see the upstart in yellow?
No, what's that?
Personal ambition. This card gains desire in all areas.
Oh
Your
yeah.
leader card is a Shenron card. Draw one card, choose an energy, switch it to active.
That's kind of cool though. That's kind of cool because like your leader allows you to basically untap one
Yeah,
for
but you're
free.
already playing 7 Dragon Balls.
Yeah, but the untap one
So
is
you
kind of
just-
cool.
I'm playing a 39 card deck.
No, the untap one's cool because it can take you from tapped out to untapped.
Oh, if you play it from hand?
Yeah, with your leader's effect.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Kind of
Hey,
nifty.
tell me why Death Ball is trash.
Is it?
People were talking about how busted it is
I don't remember.
online,
I don't remember what it does. What does
but
it
it gives your if your leader card is Frieza, it gets plus 15k for the battle,
do? Mhm.
and then if it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. It's not terrible. I over exaggerated a little bit.
It's not
but I'm
terrible.
like-
Yeah.
I don't want to use this on my turn.
Yeah, it's not the most busted, but it's good smart move.
This leader's gonna have, or this yellow leader's gonna have issues with tapping out, anyways.
Yeah, because you got to keep one up for bloodlust and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
So like the fact that you would have to use a card like this during your turn seems like a neg.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it depends what you're doing too. Like if if your turn really needs to get something off board, like I don't know, like a big cell or whatever, like something sitting in rest mode, like then you got to do that with your turn. Yeah.
Mhm. I think
You know what the
the
other
bigger problem
thing
that I have with
you know
it is
what
that
the
there's
other
so many
team needs
extra
right
cards in these yellow decks now.
Okay, you guys both. Logan, what were you gonna say first? Because we kind of missed what you said.
With the new one drop Frieza army cards that came out, like you're for sure gonna be playing 4 of Frieza Call or something close to it, because this Sorbet lets you search a Dragon Ball. The Togama lets you add a Desire card. So they're all just juice setup cards now.
Yeah.
Where before you were summoning Avenging from deck and you're like, cool, I don't care about it. Like now you're like, if it's in rest mode, it's fine. Or the one that says destroy itself, draw a card, which is even better because it doesn't matter that it's in rest mode because you're about to pop itself anyways.
Foolish Burial, mad good.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say,
Foolish
Josh?
Burial that draws a card.
I was gonna say I feel like this game really needs reprints.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, that's true.
Cold Bloodlust is a set 1 card, stuff like that. Bean is being played and everything.
Dude, a big barrier to new players at my locals has been access to Sensu Bean alone.
Yeah,
That's fair. That card is busted.
and it's actually it's a common that's pricey.
It's like five.
it's
Yeah, it's,
$5.
$5 a piece. So it's,
If you were smart, you could have got one for free.
I got one
Yesterday.
for free yesterday. But yeah, no, that card alone has been a little bit of a barrier for entry. It's like, what? I need to pay $5 a pop for this common? That's mad stupid. $20 for a playset, and it's like,
yeah.
but then the rest of the stuff is dirt cheap.
We need a reprint set eventually.
Card's like the most playable card in the game.
Dude, reprint set 1, give me everything potential to come foil.
Oh, by the way, Ryan cut out, not on purpose. His laptop died on him.
Rip the dream.
Yeah.
You guys wanna start wrapping it up?
Yeah, sure we can.
Cool. Yeah, I gotta get to bed for school tomorrow. But yeah, guys. So any final thoughts on like final closing notes on what we've talked about that you want to recap?
This game's fun.
This game is mad fun.
For how much people complain about it, this game's fun. I like playing this game. I think that it's in an okay spot right now too. Like there's nothing that makes me go ew. I'm gonna quit the game.
Dude, I was so happy when I like came to Chico back from like the first semester and like showed you guys how to play Dragon Ball, and you guys really like took off with it. It's so lit.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite trading card game now.
That's awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that. That's lit. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to start a new card game community. It's definitely a very fun game. Like I really enjoy the gameplay. I really think like like you mentioned earlier, Josh, like Bandai's interaction with the community is really, really cool. Like
Yeah.
a lot of companies don't do that.
I also wanted to say something. I was watching Pat from your team.
Yep.
And he was talking about how when they make a new card to try to like that kind of balance something, they make it 2 sets ahead of time. Like so when veggies were released, it was set 3 was where they really got good, right?
Yeah.
And we were gonna see the cards that really like were meant to counter them in set 5, and then we're seeing it with like cards like Kami,
That makes sense.
right? And stuff like that. He was saying he's like the next sets are already kind of created by the time
Yeah.
something happens. So you have to
Yeah.
give it one more set after that. And I think that they've been doing a better job with that every single time.
As
Yeah.
our R&D team gets more experienced with this
Yeah.
game, it'll be better.
For
I'm
sure.
just saying, like we talked about these problems and stuff, and I just feel like every single time we felt like there's a problem, they've kind of addressed it.
Yeah,
It just feels like it takes a while because of the way the sets work.
for sure. I agree. And like, it's kind of funny they released Killy Zone when there's only like 3 counterplays in the game. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I definitely think Bandai's got their head in the game in terms of like trying to make this game good for all of us, which is pretty dope. It's pretty nice to be a consumer and feel like you're actually cared about. You know, of course we are money to them, but at the same time, like any interaction I've had with them has been pretty positive. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about that. But
We've seen their people at events and stuff also.
yeah,
Like,
they've been
it's been nice
they've
talk
been
about stuff.
I
and
just
do
want to see the rest of the spoilers for set 5.
we're almost there, Logan. Wait till Friday. We're almost there. But yeah,
Hey,
guys.
tell your boys at Shenron's Lair to fix their website so I can put 7 Dragon Balls in a deck.
Yeah, hopefully they watch this video and they get the message. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. So it's been me, Joey, here from Crossroad TCG, followed by Logan, Josh, and Ryan, all from Crossroad TCG. Hashtag Shenron wants to know what the heck Yellow is supposed to do. Check out the Discord server link down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, please. See you next time.
Please.